This is Dungeons & Dragons Chronicles of Mystara. We're here on Xbox Series X. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So we've got a classic D&D experience where you are picking from a plethora of unique classes and options in order to go out and enjoy a great hack and slash. It's 720p, 60 FPS, auto HDR. You can play alone or with up to 4 players locally. There's supposed to also be, well, there's 4 players online, but then there's also supposed to be 8-player online multiplayer, but I really wasn't seeing anything to make that happen, so it was a bit confusing in that regard. So this is how this game is originally presented, but you can press start, you can go to the help and options, the settings, and you can adjust things such as the view, widescreen, stretched, left screen, right screen, arcade cabinet, normal. We're gonna go for stretched because it actually doesn't look too bad as a stretched vision option. And then there's different filters: crisp, smooth, none. Smooth is kind of the defaulted one on this one, and you can do scan lines on or off depending if you want scan lines. So kind of cool. The game itself, oh, that actually looks really aesthetically weird like that. One sec here. I think the default is smooth if I'm not crazy. None? Yeah, none is, yeah. That smooth looks awful at the wide stretch. Holy. I could have sworn it was defaulted to that. Anyways, you get 2 games actually in this, which I was a bit confused about. Like, when I first kind of jumped in here, I was fiddling around with it, I was like, okay. And then, yeah, you can actually, from the main menu, you could switch between the 2 different games. We'll do that. Because this is the Chronicles of Mystara, or Shadow over Mystara, sorry, is what we're playing here, Shadow over Mystara. And then there's the back button from the main menu, and you can then turn over to Tower of Doom. So it's actually kind of like a combo package, as odd as that sounds. So you get like a 2-for-1 kind of thing here. It's actually kind of fascinating. At least I think so. You're welcome, we must save the civilians. And you can like press Y, and then you get like a secondary selection of kind of options to use. Like you could throw daggers, and I think there's one where you could like gather something where you throw like fire at people and stuff. It's like, it's pretty authentic to D&D. It is kind of a little annoying how the game constantly says Dungeons and Dragons. Or not Dungeons, well, Dungeons and Dragons plus like invite, or like, you know, jump in and play. It's kind of like, why is this a thing? And you know, it's kind of annoying seeing that on the screen all the time. But yeah, you just kind of, it seems like you're stuck with it unless I missed an option there. So it was an HD 360 era title with drop in, drop out action. There you kind of keep playing. When you die, you can sort of, you know, just pop in another coin, as to say, and then play from there, which is kind of cool. And yeah, you can just kind of enjoy the full thing. I think it's like an hour or so in full length, or what I was kind of looking up and seeing. Like, it's neat. Like, this one is always on sale. I don't normally mention that in my videos, but I constantly see this one on sale. And there's so many times where I kind of sat there, I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then, you know, I was just like, you know what? Let's do it. And that's where we're at today, is jumping in and taking a look at this one. Because I was like, you know, Dungeons & Dragons, kind of cool, let's see this interpretation of it. Kind of neat, because you also, you know, it's like a hack and slash, it's a beat 'em up, you know, it's an old school kind of game, right? You go in here, you smack around some enemies, you destroy some things. But there's actually some surprising depth. Like, you have, as I've shown you, press Y, you have this wheel of things you can do. But then you're also kind of like, there's a leveling thing to it, and then you make choices too at times, and that impacts the game as well, which I think is so genuinely fascinating. That is something you do in this one, is you are able to change the game up in that way. It's so intriguing. Like, and then you make kind of choices too. There'll be like a fork in the road where you're like, okay, do you want to go this path? There's more enemies, it's quicker. Or you want to go this path, it's slower, but there's less enemies and stuff. And that's a really interesting thing for a game of this kind of era. But let's switch over and let's show the Tower of Doom over, like we just did Shadow over Mystara. So you press the back button, and then you load up like Tower of Doom. So it's basically a 2-part game. But I think some people would maybe literally miss that. And that's where the Xbox Live options and create matches and stuff. And what I'm saying is like it looks like it's maxed out on 4, so I don't know if there's some kind of like weird kind of thing around that one too. And you choose the difficulty, you choose your character, elf, fighter, dwarf, cleric, and yeah, it's yeah. Register your name. I don't even know why they care that you have a name in this, to be honest. I guess it's like a I guess it's like a bit of a staple, isn't it? Where it is the Dungeons and Dragons thing where you name yourself, right? But it is the game format is weird that this is an option here. I mean, it's cool, but it is a bit weird, right? It's time to go save the day. But I do like the art aesthetic and style that they got going on here. It's kind of neat. Interesting combat. I think it sounds nice. It looks pretty good. I mean, it could be obviously sharper. You know, they could redo this, and it's just nice that some of these beat-em-ups are still present, and you know they don't just vanish, because there's quite a few from that era of 360 re-releases and stuff that kind of have just been forgotten to time. I know that sounds a bit weird, but oh, you actually put out the fire. That's funny. This is like the Simpsons arcade, and I think there was X-Men arcade too, if I'm not mistaking time and everything like that. Time has gone by so fast. Head to town, head to the mountain after the monsters. Let's go after those monsters. That's what I'm saying. It's like you get some choice stuff, and it's just utterly fascinating. I think the art style holds up well. You would almost, or you could almost do another bit of a bump up to the quality of this one. I think it would actually help quite a bit. Just some more quality of life upgrades, but it's not at all a bad way to kind of play this. You know, it is a classic kind of Dungeons and Dragons sort of experience. Ooh. Hammer, ring. What does rings do for me? Oh, it shoots like a gun. Oh. This is like a fireball. That's kind of cool. A good sense of like atmosphere and music and stuff, and yeah, it's kind of cool. I think it's pretty on par and brand with the Dungeons and Dragons series that I'm familiar with and stuff. Oh, look at the cool skeletons. And it controls pretty well with the controller, and yeah, it's just kind of nice. As I said, I was kind of sitting there looking at it for the longest of times, and I thought, you know what? I should grab this finally and do something with it, and that's where we are now. And I'm kind of happy with it too, because this is a neat game to, at least for me, to discover, I would say. But yeah, I love checking out weird, different things and obscure stuff, and there's always something new to play, and it's like, oh, I don't know if I should take a chance on this, and then occasionally you do, and you're like, oh, this is kind of cool, kind of neat. And then you get, you know, happy with the sort of option, right? Oh, no! Yeah, I don't think swinging your sword around like that's going to do anything. I just think it's kind of neat, though, that you're able to like have these interesting mechanics in this one that I wouldn't have expected, because you would think it'd be just more of a straight beat-em-up kind of thing, but no, this is pretty sweet. Continue the adventure. I'm giving them all I got. I have no extra items. At least the ogre leader's dead. Aha! I do kind of find it weird that I'm pink, but I'm assuming, or am I more like a purple? I defeated the leader, yeah I did, but I wanted to grab the rest of the items. There's a gold thing on the ground there. Oh, I got the caravan goods. My fair maiden, I would like to poke something else other than just buying these items. What is this? Healing potion. Ho ho ho! I guess that might be a good option.